At other people's cars, nothing concerns us more than the environment, which is why we selected these. No?
What Calvin means to say is this. Typically, when we talk about the demise of fossil fuels, someone will invariably make a case for the electric hybrid car. The compact, the family-like ones, like the Toyota Prius as an example.
Invariably, someone will plead the case of the 3-cylinder diesel car and presumably duke it out with the hybrid. Inevitably, the hybrid will be lauded for its clever eco-credentials, clever technology, but ultimately parked in favor of the compact diesel. And the reason for that is quite simple. Most people don't want the hassle of actually charging up their devices, let alone their cars. This is no Prius versus compact diesel, blue motion, efficiency, whatever. We've aimed way higher, way bigger.
So I've chosen the Jaguar F-Pace, not because it's a good looking car, and it is a good looking car, but because on a normal day I struggle to keep my phone charged. Where am I going to keep an electric car charged at 100%, let alone at 10% for that matter? And then I'll use it, and then like Calvin will get in after me, and then he'll see that I've just been burning 95 octane the entire time, and then he'll tease me.
I've chosen the Volvo for numerous reasons. But before we get to me and why I've chosen this car, I want to tell you why I suspect Kelly chose the Jaguar. It's not because it's diesel, it's because she's one of those people I mentioned earlier. She can barely keep her phone charged. Do you really think she's going to keep a whole car charged? Don't get me wrong, she loves the idea of technology, loves all the toys, but is completely put off by the notion of actually hooking up a charger. And if you're going to tell me yes, but the Jaguar is a man's car, I put it to you that one of these cars has the very emblem of the male symbol itself on its nose. As for the other car, that's got a
What did he say? He's teasing me, isn't he? As you may or may not have heard by now, as a result of this video, while I love technology, the hassle of it all is a hassle. But I do love the tech in this car. I love the the digital readouts of the speedometer, the rev counter, the fuel, the other menus. It's all digital. There is nothing, I can't think of what's the opposite of digital, analog, about this whole setup. It's pretty as well. Okay, so on a more technical note, feel the power. Torque is available immediately. Lots of shunt, easy to overtake. I do like this car. I like that it's full of tech, but it's not as much tech as the Volvo. The Volvo for me just feels like such a hassle to have to figure out the menu, have to figure out the plugging in of stuff, have to figure out everything. Beautiful looking car. Love the interior of the Volvo as well. But it's just too much for me to take on as a little driver. This is filled with tech but easy to use, it's simple and it's straightforward. That's why I like it.
You'll notice, no doubt, it's gotten quite dark. We've been doing this for quite some time now, and I reckon I'm probably going to win. I've made the right choice, the 21st century choice. Hybrid/electric technology beats diesel every single time if you can be bothered to charge it. I have charged it, which is why I'm currently averaging 6.8 liters per 100 Ks in a 2-ton SUV, full size, 7 seats, luxurious as you could want, as tech heavy, as tech laden as you'll love. I love the toys, swipey screens. What does that do? That's cool. The difference, of course, is that I've actually driven the Jaguar. Kelly's never driven this, and if she did, she would obviously just fall in love with it. Who wouldn't? Look at it. And then there's the rest of the time when you actually don't care about saving the environment and you want to put your foot down, and Volvo or not, believe me, oh believe me, this car has the capabilities you require to pin yourself and your occupants to the back of your seat. As does that Jag, it seems.
A Jaguar has never produced an SUV before. This is the first one, and I can imagine it wasn't an easy decision to make. The brand stalwarts will hate it. But if, like me, you've only been in the car market for the last like decade or so, and you haven't really cut your teeth on the older Jags, then this one won't offend you as much. And I like it pretty much. And it's not cheap at 957,000, but I can tell you it's a crap load cheaper than the Volvo.
I'll give you that at 1.2.5 million rand. But keep in mind that I've got the Polestar edition, so that's good for 311 kilowatts, 680 Newton meters, a 0 to 100 in 5.5 seconds. What does yours do?
Okay, so this 3-liter diesel V6 in here does the 0 to 100 not as quickly as the Volvo. It's 6.2 and it's got 221 kilowatts and 700 Newton meters, which is quite punchy, I would say.
Okay, that's enough about the power and performance. Now let's get to the main event, fuel consumption. What did you do?
I did 8.8. What did you do?
That's impossible. I did 8.9 and I've got the hybrid.
Are you saying that I was more economical, or that this 3-liter diesel was more economical?
I'm genuinely confused, but full disclosure, our initial figures were 7.9 and I did 8. I didn't tell you, so I went out the next day and I did it again, and I've added those numbers, and it seems like both times I've lost just a little bit.
And Volvo claims
2.1.
2.1.
But the results may vary depending on how much charge you've got and how much of a granny you are, and also the distance you're doing. But yeah, that didn't come out the way I thought it would.
No, I think what we're trying to say here is we don't drive like grannies.
Now that you've spent about 100 Ks in each of the cars though, which would you ultimately choose?
I'm going to go with the Jag for many reasons. I don't like how involved I have to be on the tech side of the Volvo, and that's just my laziness, I think. But also, I like the Jaguar brand a bit more, and attention to detail in the Volvo I feel is not as great as in the Jag. The Jag just feels like a step up in terms of luxury experience.
I think you're nuts. I think that the Volvo is like being inside a Swiss watch. Everything is beautiful and tactile. It's got all kinds of detail in it. I think you're just scared of the tech. I think we've learned more about you than the cars.
I'm a little bit scared of the tech. Which one would you have?
No contest, the Volvo. Finding out that it's also extremely fast is like the cherry on the top. I love this thing. I don't plan on giving it back.
Well, there you have it. And unsurprisingly, we couldn't agree. But there's your verdict. Use it or don't use it. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. You can like it, you can share it, you can subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one. When we chat about the demise of the fossil fuel,